Hey everyone, I just wanted to let you know that I currently have discounted reading specials going on right now. So all you do is you visit my website, Lamarr Townsend Tarot.com. Give it a few seconds to pop up on your screen. There we go. And then we look over here and we have the specials and discounts page. So we click this link at the top of the page. It'll take us to the specials and discounts section. And this is the current special that I have going on. Now, of course, you can always routinely check my website and my specials and discounts page to see if I have any new specials going on at any given time. Of course, I do have regularly priced offers as well. But if you're ever short on cash, as we all are sometimes, and you need a reading, please check out my specials and discounts page, alright, and see what offers I have going on there. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I can't wait to read for you, and I look forward to your support, and I thank you for your support, and I look forward to conversating with you and doing your reading, okay? Namaste, love, and light. If you have any questions, please check out the FAQ section on my website, the personal ethics section, the blog section, and of course, the reviews and personal reading testimonial section as well. Each of the zodiac signs and how their ruling planets affect them. So if you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe. And of course, share with your friends and family if you like my videos, and check out the rest of my videos. Each of the zodiac signs and their ruling planets. Well, first of all, let's understand right now that some zodiac signs actually have more than one ruling planet. Alright, some zodiac signs actually have two ruling planets. Some zodiac signs actually have the same ruling planet. So you're going to learn a lot about other zodiac signs, maybe yourself in this video. So stay tuned, okay? Let's first of all, let's go by element, okay? And let's start with earth signs, because I see my little money jar over here, which I'm going to talk about really quickly, actually, just because it's here. And I think it is perfect. I don't have any other jars. Okay, cool. So my money jar is a jar made by me. It has an assortment of crystals, herbs, and oils in it, as long as other magical things that help to draw in money. I also have a protection jar, and the great thing about these is that you can also kind of leave them out as an aromatherapy thing, an aromatherapy kind of moment. They smell amazing. Like I said, they have, different, sorts of herbs, oils, and crystals, so they also emit great energy into your home and your space. Not edible, of course, so don't eat them. Don't eat anything in them. Don't leave them around pets or your children. I also, if you'll give me a second, have these awesome love jars as well these are my favorite to actually leave around the house, the apartment, the bathroom, the workplace, although I'm an entrepreneur. Smells amazing. So side note, but let's start with earth, because this is what I was looking at when I said green. So earth signs. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn rules our career, profession, status, and society. So how Saturn affects Capricorn is Saturn causes Capricorn, or makes Capricorn seek success, to seek some sort of way out of their current circumstance, and to realize that the way to get to that success is by hard work. It's not by being lazy, it's not by making excuses, it's not by taking the easy route. Alright, Saturn wants you to take the hard route. It wants you to take the long route. It wants you to learn the lessons, and it wants you to take the lessons that you learn along the way to your journey of success. So Saturn isn't easy. Saturn is a tough planet. Therefore, this affects Capricorn in the sense of making them very tough. In a lot of ways, very antisocial, because they can be very focused on one certain goal, and find it difficult to sometimes not necessarily get along with people, but what's the word? Not waste time with frivolous conversations. If if you pay attention with Capricorns, you'll notice that they hate small talk. All right. I'm a Capricorn, December born Capricorn, and even though I consider myself to have Sagittarius, that fiery Sagittarius energy, December 27th. I'm also straight up Capricorn, so let's face it. I like my alone time. Capricorns value their alone time. They can be a bit socially awkward, because of Saturn, because, they often they focus on their goals and their aspirations, and they're constantly worried about, their goals and aspirations, or their stability, or this or that. So, it's very hard for a Capricorn to commit themselves to something outside of what's important to them, especially if it's success goal oriented. All right, with Virgos ruled by Mercury. So with Mercury rules communication, intellect, and the mind. So Mercury also rules sharing information, sharing knowledge, wisdom. How Mercury affects Virgos is that it causes them to take in a wide amount of knowledge, store it, and organize it in such a way that it's practical. All right, because remember, Virgos are earth signs; they're very practical, and then break that information down in such a way that they can explain it to other people and kind of make it in layman's terms, so to speak, or make it in such a way that other people can understand it. So Virgos actually make great teachers. There's a reason why they're called the therapists of the Zodiac, because they can take in information and, kind of, spit out a solution, so to speak, right? Kind of like a machine, in a way, Virgos are like machines, with that Mercury energy. No, it doesn't mean they're literal machines. Let's not keep it twisted. They're human beings, for goodness sakes. But they operate in such a way that they always seem to be organized. They always seem to be presentable. They always seem to have it together. They always seem to be in their minds, and they are heavily in their minds. But it's deeper than that. They're taking in information. They're storing it. They're figuring out solutions. They're doing math, equations and, different, things in their head, to help the world become a better place, and that's what a Virgo just wants to do. So, Mercury affects Virgos in a way of making them very disciplined, very detailed, very organized in a lot of ways. In some ways, and maybe not so much. And they value straightforward communication, straightforward information. My rising sign is Virgo, so go figure. Lastly, Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus rules romance, friendship, harmony, beauty. It also rules how we make our money and what we like to spend our money on. Taurus is actually, or Taurus rules, I should say, the second house as well. Venus rules the second house. So the second house in astrology rules, materialism, our self-worth, and, things like that, our personal finances. So with this Venus energy that Tauruses have, Venus, affects Tauruses in such a way that they like to live comfortable. Of course, they, like to live lavishly within their means, but they like to live comfortable. Tauruses like to be comfortable in any setting that they're in. With Venus, Taurus energy is... It affects Taurus in such a way sometimes that they can aim for high standards, which is good for them, but at the same time, maybe not so good, because a Taurus can sometimes get in the way of achieving their goals with their stubbornness sometimes, because those standards can sometimes be so idealistic. And trust me, I know my moon's in Libra. Libra's ruled by Venus. We'll get into that in a second. But with Taurus, it's all about loving what you do. My midheaven is in Taurus. Doing it well. You know, with Taurus, you know, and Venus, it's typically, you know, deals with entertainment, leisurely things, because Venus is also how we like to spend our leisurely time, as well as spend our money and make our money, things like that. So with Taurus, it's all about joy. You know, Tauruses seek to find joy in everything that they do, even the little things. And sometimes, ironically, that joy doesn't involve people. So sometimes people can get confused by Tauruses when they kind of become recluses, or they want to isolate themselves for a time period. But, you know, really, they're just going to their joy, their happy place, and they just kind of want to be left alone. So this is how typically Tauruses kind of go about their life, is, you know, always looking for joy, always going towards joy, you know, whatever they think joy is, or whatever joy feels like to them. All right, that's how kind of Venus affects them. And they also like to be surrounded around good energy, you know, loving energy, stability. They like to know that they have a home to go to, you know, that they're financially well off, you know, like an earth sign. So but with Taurus, it all comes down to just loving what you do and loving your life. Let's move on to air. All right, so let's start with Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So kind of like with Virgo, you know, Gemini's, it's all about taking in information and, you know, sharing that information. But because Gemini is an air sign ruled by Mercury, it's more so about orally expressing that communication in such a way that it's almost entertaining, you know. It's new, it's exciting, you know. That's Gemini energy. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, but is symbolized by the twin. So often there can be contradictions in certain things that Geminis do. All right, but with that Mercury influence, there's always a meaning behind it. There's always a message behind it. You know, Geminis never, well, I won't say never, but don't always do things that come across as negative or two-faced intentionally. You know, sometimes it's just them following their heart. There's a reason why they're ruled by the Lovers in Tarot. You know, the Lovers rules following your heart. All right, so, but with Geminis, they just like talking. They love sharing information. You know, this is, you know, how, you know, Mercury energy can sometimes be channeled through Gemini. It's just them talking, them having a conversation with you, and the conversation going from here to there to, you know, there to the next place, and then suddenly you get back on topic. You know, you know, with Geminis, you know it's never going to be a dull moment. You know, and they know life is never going to be a dull moment with their own selves. So, you know, Geminis are just very, very creative, and it's all about kind of channeling that that Mercury energy in a creative way, in a creative vessel that works for them. So I know some Geminis that are great artists, great, you know, poets, great writers, but I also know some Geminis that are great, you know, entrepreneurs, that are great managers, that are great, you know what I'm saying, matriarchs or patriarchs. So, and it's just that it all results down to them taking in knowledge and being able to express that knowledge, share that knowledge in such a way that it makes sense, that it's entertaining, often with the Gemini. So, you know, that's Gemini energy. Let's move on to Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus and Saturn. So Uranus rules how we approach our personal goals and aspirations in our life. It also rules our friends and acquaintances, how we work in groups, okay? Our true sense of inner purpose in the world, all right? It also rules unpredictability and change as well. But also Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn, once again, rules career, profession, status, and society, as I was saying. So with these energies, now it's interesting because let's also note that with Uranus energy, Uranus also rules innovation, technology, doing things the non-traditional way, whereas Saturn rules traditional, doing things the tried and true route, what our ancestors did, what my grandma did, you know, that kind of energy, right? What my dad did, because in this case, Saturn also rules the father, you know, or the relationship to the father. So with Aquariuses, they can always kind of feel, sense, or maybe even see some type of contradiction manifested in their life in a lot of ways, you know, whereas they suddenly have a windfall of money today, it's gone tomorrow. Their best friend likes them today, suddenly next week their best friend has an issue with them, you know what I'm saying? Or even, you know, within the Aquarius, you know, they want to go into the limelight, but they also just want to, you know, have a stable job that makes them good money, you know, that they can live lavishly and not be bothered by people, you know what I'm saying? They want something greasy to eat, like a burger or fries, but at the same time they know deep down inside that they have a meeting tomorrow, or that they have a swimsuit competition tomorrow, and that would not be the best option for that event the next day. You know what I'm saying? So there can always be some weird contradiction going on. You know, don't take those examples seriously, but you know what I'm saying. And it's because of that Uranus and Saturn energy. These, you know, energies can be expressed in Aquarius's lives this way. Now with the Uranus energy, Aquariuses themselves can always be, you know, changing, always be shifting, always be having a new goal, having a new inspiration, you know, very unpredictable Aquariuses can be, you know, especially to those who know them well, and even to those who don't know them, all right? And, you know, for that matter, even to themselves. But at the same time, Aquarius, Uranus is genius, you know, level energy. Uranus is all about being the humanitarian and knowing what's best for society, knowing what's best for the world at large, and being interested in those kind of affairs. And you know, Aquariuses are often seen as kind of the mad scientists of the Zodiac. You know, they're the people who, you know, create new things. You know, they're the innovators. All right, so, you know, this energy can be expressed to Aquarius in those kind of ways too, by creating new things and revolutionary things. And not only Aquarius suns, but, you know, any placement, you know, moon, rising, even Venus, I would say, Mars, especially even Mercury, like, or even the midheaven, actually. My 6th house is in Aquarius. But anyways, moving on, let's move on to Libra, my moon sign, and maybe some of your signs out there too. So Libra, or a lot of your signs actually, Libra's ruled by Venus, so kind of like Taurus, Libras value, you know, feeling good, looking good, all right, having a beautiful, fun life, all right, but also doing something that they love, creating beauty and entertainment, maybe even for the world in some way, or contributing to that, you know, that feel, that energy, that aura, right? Libras love relationships, you know, so they love love. And, you know, with this kind of energy, this can be, you know, this Venus energy can be channeled through Libra in such a way that they're very charming. You know, they can be great with words, all right? They can be great, you know, with style, you know, as well, knowing what looks good on them, knowing what looks good on other people. But they're also great mediators. Now, the interesting thing about Libra is they're diplomats. They're all about equality and justice and peace and working together. So, you know, black or white, you know, tan or beige, red or green, you know, Libra doesn't, for the most part, judge. Libras can be very open-minded. Libras are very open to new people, new ways of life, you know, almost like a gypsy, you know, as long as you respect Libra, Libra respects you, you know, and that's Venus energy, you know, so it's beautiful, you know. Let's move on to the fire sign. So Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules expansion, our ability to be open-minded, tolerant. It also rules the taboo. It rules higher education, higher learning, and things of that nature. So With Sagittarius is, Jupiter, it always finds them on some type of adventure, okay, because, Jupiter also rules our sense of adventure and exploration. With Sagittarius, these are the real gypsies of the zodiac, moving from place to place, never wanting to stay in the same place, whether this is a living situation, a job, a relationship, what so have you. Sagittarius is kind of like Aquarius is, like fun, they like excitement, higher education, so very, very highly intelligent Sagittarius are. Very, very witty as well. It's that kind of witty intelligence where they're so smart that they're funny. They're so smart that they kind of see everything as a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that kind of way. By the way, my Mars and Mercury are also in Sagittarius, so I get this energy. But with that as well can come a sense of wanting better for the world. At times not having a sense of belonging, maybe along the journey, but, wanting better for the world, wanting better for people. And that's Jupiter energy, just wanting expansion, not wanting to stay the same, not liking to feel restricted. Sagittarius hate feeling restricted, and that's Jupiter too. Jupiter is all about expansion, so you can't expand if you're all about restriction, or you can't expand if you're restricted in general. So, that's Sagittarius energy. Leos are ruled by the Sun, and the Sun rules creativity, it rules romance, it rules our self-confidence, it also rules our connection to our life purpose and our higher self. It deals, or it rules how we deal with the public. So Leos are natural born stars, alright, because literally, I'm getting tired. As you can see, it's late at night, it's 9:28, alright. It's not that late, actually. But the Sun is actually a big star in the sky, you guys. And for those of you that didn't know, and I mean the Sun, and I always say this, the Sun plays such an important role in life, period. Alright? Without the Sun, we wouldn't be able to grow vegetables. Without the Sun, we wouldn't have vitamin D and maybe a whole bunch of different minerals and vitamins that we don't even know about. Without the Sun, we wouldn't be able to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Sun plays such an important role, and Leos play such an important role in life. Leos have made some of the best, most biggest, most memorable entertainers in the world. If not Leo Sun, Leo placement somewhere prominent in their chart, guaranteed. Okay, Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, who just passed, God rest her soul, and countless others, I'm sure. I think maybe even Marilyn Monroe had a Leo placement somewhere in her chart. Alright, natural born stars, knows how to work a crowd, knows how to get people in line, knows when to use that roar, and knows when to use that bite too, right? But overall, loving people, great with children. Alright, the Sun rules our general relationships with children. Okay, so this is a great placement for people who want, generally want children, or end up working with children in some way, daycares or something like that. But the Sun manifests through Leo in such a way that they are often the backbones of a lot of people's lives, a lot of industries, a lot of careers, jobs, businesses. Leos are important facets of growth in a lot of people's lives. And it's through that experience often that Leos grow, So, I love Leos, I think I have Leos somewhere in my houses too, but moving on. Aries. Okay, so Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars rules how we express our raw energy, how we express our sexuality. It rules our sense of self-assertiveness. It rules also aggression. Okay, so with this energy, Aries can be very self-assertive, very confident, very brave and courageous. Of course, you know, Aries are often the first to do a lot of things because they're so brave and courageous, and not afraid to go after what they want, which is Mars energy. Probably not the best idea to get on the Aries' bad side, because not only can they be very assertive, is the word we'll use, but they can also be very stubborn. Alright, so once you piss an Aries off, they may not even say anything to you. They may just shun you for life, you know what I'm saying? And you just have to deal with it. But at the same time, Mars will never let you see him sweat. And that's an Aries as well, you know, and Aries will never let you see them sweat, and I respect that as a Capricorn Sun, Libra Moon, you know. So let's move on to the water signs. Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules, once again, expansion, open-mindedness, things like that, our ability to be tolerant. But Pisces is mainly ruled by Neptune. So Neptune rules our hidden strengths and weaknesses. It rules spirituality. It rules the arts. Okay, it rules the spiritual world. The metaphysical. Okay, so what we're doing right now technically is Neptune energy. All right. Neptune ironically also rules illusions and confusions. All right, so with that, Pisces can often find themselves in confusing situations in life. Maybe often with relationships. My 7th house is in Pisces, but you know, Pisces as well can, on the flip side, be confusing for other people as well. Like, they can be hard to understand. They can often be misunderstood. But underneath it all, they're such gentle, creative, highly intelligent creatures. You know, Jupiter also rules, you know, like I was saying, higher education. So Pisces can also be very creative, like I was saying. If they're not artists themselves or creators, they're attracted to creative people or artists. Or they may just have artistic little flares to them. Like maybe their taste in music is a little bit creative or artistic or eclectic or something like that. Or they have a good eye for color or fabric or something like that. There's something, you know, often creative about, you know, Pisces people. And that's Neptune energy. Super duper creative, you know, people, highly imaginative, and let's not forget Jupiter, alright? Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon rules our connection to our family and our home. It rules our connection to our mother. It also rules our sense of emotional security. It rules our emotional instincts and our emotional reactions to things. It rules our inner child, whereas the sun rules our kind of outer child that wants to be seen and likes attention, or maybe doesn't like attention if the sun is in Cancer, alright, for example. Because think about it, like the moon is about the inner child. The moon doesn't want to be seen, but if we put the sun in Cancer, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's how deep astrology can go. But which is why it's important for you to get a birth chart reading. Okay, if you would like one from me, contact me on my website. But Cancer is ruled by the moon. Did I miss anything about the moon? The moon rules emotional security. There's a lot, you know, that I could talk about the moon, but, you know, let's talk about the basics, right? The moon literally rules the tides of the ocean. The ocean, and I always say this too, is synonymous in mythology, astrology, alright, Zodiacology, with emotions, okay? So this is often why Cancer people are seen as emotional, or sensitive is the better word. Doesn't mean that they are pushovers, that they're weak or anything like that. Don't get it twisted. Alright, Cancers are sensitive more so to energies, to emotions. So they can sense when you're emotional, you know, because they're so in tune with their emotions. They can sense when you're kind of going through something, even if you say you're fine. So that's one thing, you know, that, you know, is channeled through Cancers with the moon is that emotional sensitivity, or that heightened emotional sensitivity. Pay attention, for example, when the moon is like full, like there's a heightened sense of something in the air, you know, if you pay attention, or at least maybe it's just me, maybe because I have heightened sensitivity to those types of things. I don't have prominent Cancer energy. Actually, no, I have I think Cancer my South Node. But anyways, but yeah, you know, that's just how Cancer's energy with the moon is expressed. Now, family is super duper important to Cancer. So Cancers tend to value family very, very deeply. They tend to value loved ones deeply. So that can extend also to friends as well. And of course, lovers, partners, things like that. But Cancers are all about having their home, their kind of oasis, to go to, where there's love, there's camaraderie, there's familiarity, all right, because that's what a Cancer values, all right. Lastly, but not leastly, all right, Scorpio and Pluto and Mars. So Pluto rules the subconscious. It rules what lies hidden beneath the surface. It also rules transformation, self-transformation. It rules death and rebirth, all right. Ego, death, and rebirth. It can also rule. It also rules evolution. You know, we all shed our skin over time. You know, we all change and shift, you know, as we age and as the times go on. That's Pluto energy. That's 8th house energy, okay? So also, Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So Mars rules self-assertiveness, how we express our raw energy and things like that. So Scorpios are assertive and expressive and raw in a way, kind of like Aries, but because of that Pluto energy and the fact that they're a water sign, they're more subdued, all right? Scorpios are very subtle people, all right, with that Pluto energy. Pluto is kind of manifested in one way through Scorpio with their subtlety, all right, their subtleties. Their subtleties. Isn't that funny? My Venus is in Scorpio, all right. When I get tired, I get a little silly and loopy, so you'll have to excuse me. My Venus is in Scorpio, my Pluto is in Scorpio, and I think I have some other placements in Scorpio. So, very intense energy. Not easy for a lot of people to handle, because the Scorpio sees right through you, sees right through your intentions, even if you don't explicitly state them, alright? Because that's Pluto energy as well. And they're going to do something about it too, because that's Mars energy, okay? They're not going to, you know, sit back and say, oh, okay, this person's intentions seem bad, I'm going to sit here and see what happens. No, it's this person's intentions seem bad, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on. I'm going to try to dominate the situation or overpower the situation for my benefit. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of Mars and Pluto energy working together, all right? You know, very secretive, you know, in a lot of ways, but in that same realm, people trust them with their secrets. Pluto energy. Pluto, you know, think of Pluto, the subconscious, as kind of, you know, dark matter, dark mass, you know, the lights being turned off when you go to bed. I wish I had a light right now to just, as I say, I wish I had a light to turn the light off. In that moment, my camera turned off, so that was a little backwards, alright, but alright. Thank you, Spirit, for your intervention. We're just coming out of Mercury retrograde, people, so. But with Pluto energy, think of Pluto literally darkness, and in darkness often is the light. The light meaning answers to problems. Often light being light beings, you know, seeing light beings, things like that. So darkness isn't always a bad thing, you know. It's your perception of darkness. And a lot of times people sense that kind of darkness energy from Scorpios, which is what they're really sensing, is that Pluto energy, which is no BS, gonna tell it to you straight. Sees right through you and your facade and your mask, and is going to address what's behind the mask. Alright, so with that being said, this is how some ways, not all the ways, if I talked about all the ways, honey, this would be a 4-hour video, and I just don't have that time right now, but maybe in another video we could go a little bit deeper. Until then, thank you for listening and watching this video, and if you would like to get a birth chart reading from me, or a tarot reading from me, psychic tarot reading from me, or one of these beautiful money jars that I talked about earlier in the video, painted by me. And by the way, the paint does not come off. Rub, 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 rub in the tub, and nothing. Alright, so beautiful. I'm also working on stickers for them. I'm working with one of my friends from, I'm not going to jinx it, I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, I'm working on branding here, guys, even though I went to school for branding. I don't know, I'm working on expanding. Alright, so branding and expanding. If you would like to learn about your own branding and expanding, speaking of which, because I do business birth chart readings, let's talk a little bit quickly about the type of birth chart readings that I offer. So I offer individual birth chart readings. I offer with aspects, which which are your trines and your oppositions, your conjunctions, and things like that, and I offer them without. I also offer compatibility birth chart readings, which are readings for you and another person, birth chart readings between you and another person and what your compatibility is, between you and this person. And I offer regular, compatibility birth chart readings with those, and I also offer love compatibility birth chart readings as well. So, what else? I also offer business birth chart readings, of course. So the day your business was established, aka the day your business started running, okay? And started taking in money, clients, things like that. Also, I offer birth chart readings for your children. And the types of psychic tarot readings that I offer are phone and Skype, which are more expensive. I offer video readings. I do have specials going on every now and then. I currently have a special going on now. That ends in a couple days, actually, but I might extend it next month as well. I also offer, video readings, audio readings, email readings, one-on-one, Facebook, Instagram, text message readings. So check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com, for all that. Of course, check out the jars, quality ingredients in here, quality crystals, quality herbs, quality oils. Once again, you can use it as an aromatherapy jar to leave out in your home. Not only does it make your home, your area, your space smell good, it may also brings good energy forth as well. And with the protection jar specifically, we'll take out negative energy. So, alright. Thank you guys. Love and light. Until next time, like, subscribe, share. Follow me on my social media, facebook.com/Lamarr Townsend Official, or type in Lamarr Townsend Tarot in the search bar. Instagram @Lamarr Townsend. Okay? Love and light. Until the next video. Thank you guys for your support. Namaste. Have you been wanting to get a reading from me? Well, it's easy. Let's go through it together. So all you do is you visit my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com, and you can visit the site on your computer or on your phone, and you click the store button right here at the top of the page, and here are all my services that I offer. I do candle offerings and all different types of birth chart readings and psychic tarot readings, messages from your spirit guides, and so much more. So you click the one that you want, you click the Pay with PayPal button, and it'll take you to the PayPal page where you can pay for your reading. Now, you'll hear from me within 24 hours, for your reading confirmation, and then I'll get your reading back to you within a 48-hour period. Usually, it's, a day or less, okay? So I look forward to reading for you. Thank you for your support.